I started reading contracts. When I started reading contracts, I was seeing contracts. When Dre had a contract with Ruthless, he was making 1 point as a producer. But that 1 point was cross-collateralized every person on that label. So if JJ Fad was in a hole, or Easy was in a hole, or NWA was in a hole from touring, they'd take his money. And 1 point was like back in Chuck Berry days. You know what I mean? 2 points was back in Chuck Berry days. So I'm saying, how the fuck is, this the early 90s, 89, 90, and they getting the same points as Chuck Berry? Something wrong with that motherfucker problem. So I got him out of his shit. And then the thing about it is this, that because you free a slave, don't mean he's not gonna run back to master, get his ass up and say, I wanna be a slave again. Half of these motherfuckers just do that. They'll talk all that shit. If you're gonna say something, mean what you say what you mean. Or don't say shit at all.
I've been doing this music, business, video stuff for a while, and it still, pains me when I hear this story, and I've heard it multiple times and stories like it. And Suge Knight's a crazy nigga. Like, we all know this nigga is not all the way there. He's in prison right now. He's a crazy motherfucker. But everything he was saying right in here, he was going off, and I wish the clip would have continued because he really started snapping. But I'm gonna break down what he said, man, give y'all some of the definitions of some of the things he was talking about, and then also really have you understand how this music business is supposed to work, where you ain't getting screwed like how Jerry Heller was doing everybody at Ruthless Records at that time. Y'all stay locked in.
My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pod.
My name is Dorian from Group82Music.com, and right here we got Suge Knight talking about how Jerry Heller was ripping off Dr. Dre, and he was with NWA. All right, so there's a lot of, confusion about royalties and publishing. I'm gonna just make it very simple. If you made the music, you deserve half. What it comes down to. However you want to do it, publishing, royalties, whatever. If you created the music, you get half. Just make it that simple. Now, there are certain percentages based off who did what, whoop-de-whoop, but if you a big producer or you a producer that's leasing your beats or whatnot, get half, man. Everybody's gonna agree to that because that's essentially what you're supposed to get. Dr. Dre wasn't getting half. He wasn't getting 25. He wasn't getting 10. This man was getting 1% per record. That is insane, insanely low, especially given all the music that he was making at that time. He was the sound of Ruthless. He was the sound of Death Row. And he, obviously, when he got to Death Row, Suge Knight made sure he got more, but that was insane. With all of that said, Suge Knight brought up a very good point. For those of y'all that really study the history of this country, that really study business, that really study human psychology, I want you to go read a book. You ain't even got to read that much of it. Just read like the first 2 to 3 chapters. Up From Slavery by Booker T. Washington. And inside of that book, he talks about how when the slaves left the plantation, when the Emancipation Proclamation got announced, how more than half of them turned around and went back to the plantation because they didn't know how to live life without master. I'm starting to feel like how Suge felt at that time. I've been doing this music business stuff for a while. I've been saying a lot of things. I've given y'all so many gems, so many ways you can market your music and profit off your music and promote your music and do your music full time like I am if you follow the blueprint and you really listen. But what I'm seeing is that most people, y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to do this on your own. You don't want to really work that hard. You don't want to really grind. You want a manager. You want a boss. You want an owner. You want a massa. And if you want that, it would bode you well to just be upfront and transparent about that on your social media. Go on your Instagram story and say, hey, niggas, I'm looking to get signed. I don't care about my money. I just want to be famous. Take all my masters. Who wants to sign me? If you continuously do that daily and you make content that people like, you will get a record deal. It's not that hard to be a slave out here. And for a lot of y'all, that's what you want. And that's fine. I think it's slave bullshit, but it ain't my life, it's yours. That's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But stop acting like you want to be independent. You don't want to be independent. Stop acting like you care about your money. No, you don't. You blow money on Jordans when you don't even own Nike stock. You got an iPhone but don't have Apple stock. You don't care about the money. You don't care about royalties. You don't care about publishing. You don't care about learning about social media marketing. You don't care about any of this shit. And it's okay. This ain't for you. You're not built for it. You're not a real entrepreneur. You're not a real hustler. You need somebody to hold your hand while they stick carrots up your ass. And it's all right. I don't want nothing up my ass. But a lot of y'all do. So go get it. Go get the carrots. up your ass. And the rabbits are gonna chase you, and you're gonna have all type of rabbit fans, and the big rabbit who owns the shit is gonna own all the money and all the carrots. Hell of an analogy, but it's the truth. A lot of y'all are making this more difficult than it needs to be. You don't want this, and that's okay. But stop telling me you do. Stop DMing me. Stop writing in my comments. Stop following me. I'm sick of seeing this shit. I want the real artists. I want the real entrepreneurs. I want the real hustlers. I want those y'all that's up making content at 2, 3 o'clock. I want those y'all that had to learn how to do all this shit on your own. I want the grinders. I want the hustlers. That's who I want to build with. All you fake ass lying motherfuckers that need a master, please leave. Y'all crowding the game. I wish I could EQ all you motherfuckers out. Shout out to all my engineers know what I'm talking about. But for y'all that are real, I'm here, and I'm always gonna be here. Group A2 is gonna be here, and I'm always gonna give y'all gems, and I see y'all executing, and I'm proud of y'all. Nicolo LA Music, he been executing. Go follow him at Nicolo LA Music. He gonna get his stuff together. Keep doing that. Official Jay Simmons, I see you. Keep doing what you doing. At Charles Archuleta, I forget what your Instagram is, but I see you doing it too. I see people that are out here doing it. Self-made Silu. Somebody y'all heard me talk about before. I see you doing it too. These people are putting in work. They're executing. They're trying. They're pressing. Right? They want this to crack. They want this to work for them. Most of y'all don't. So stop lying to yourself. Because you lying to us, or putting on for the gram, or putting on for TikTok, for Snap, you ain't hurting nobody but yourself. You ain't helping nobody. You are fucking wasting time. So if you're a real grinder, you're a real hustler, you want shout outs in future videos because you want it, write in the comments. And when I click on your shit, you better have some goddamn content, and you better be doing something. I'm like, okay, I see you moving. Because most of y'all need to quit. And it ain't because you don't have talent. It ain't because your music might not sound good. I don't know. That shit don't really matter like that. You need to quit because you're fucking lazy and you don't want to learn. And that ain't never gonna change. You just built like that. I'm not. So for all y'all that's grinding, hustling, I appreciate y'all. I respect y'all. If you're on the fence on what you should be doing, you need guidance on the grind and the hustle. You on Instagram, click the link up top. You on YouTube, click the link in the box. I'm out the pond. Y'all stay true.
Don't you dare go nowhere, cause I need ya. Don't you dare go nowhere, cause I need ya. Yo te quiero bonita. Baby girl, you's a fine mamacita. Don't you dare go nowhere.
Group82music.com.